Abuja.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Dateline Abuja, your number one general TV magazine program on AIT here in the Federal Capital City, Abuja. As we all know, the social media is any website that allows social interaction, and it is growing rapidly throughout the world, with more adults and teenagers joining sites like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. So in order to interact with friends, with families, and even strangers, and you can also use the social media to carry out businesses, networking, get information, amongst others. But at times, do we see or ask ourselves, when did social media actually take over our everyday life? We wake up one morning and the first thing we do to go through our phones. Before we go to bed, the last thing we do to go through our phones. Well, how did we get to that? And that leads us to today's topic, which is the negative impact of social media in our everyday lives. I'm Hawa Momo. Welcome. Well, like we always say, different strokes for different folks. We went into the streets to get mixed reactions from residents. Let's take a listen.
You see some people, they even scam people through Facebook. You know, by telling you that they are this, they are that, they have some kind of business, they want you to invest. At the end, they scam you. You know, but you see the only Facebook that feel, the only social media that feel it has a little advantage, but it's also have disadvantage is WhatsApp. You know, because WhatsApp now, there is some kind of work you do now. You can easily send it through WhatsApp to your customers to profile the work, to tell you if there is mistake or not before you do. You know, WhatsApp is just like it's just like internet, or like for you to have an email. It can easily send you message through email. That is the same thing with WhatsApp, but it also have disadvantage. You know, there should be an age. A student will reach or a youth will reach before that student should be allowed, or anybody should be allowed to do social media. But now you see somebody at the age of 10, he be doing social media, he be doing WhatsApp, Facebook, which is very wrong because it can easily learn bad things.
Well, in my own opinion, yeah, in a way they have. At least enlightening with the youth, you know, on certain issues concerning politics and society in general. So they have, but the thing is, they still need to work. You know, the media actually still needs to work because it's not everything. In as much as they've helped, but they still need to put in more effort because it's not everything we get, you know, and we don't want a situation where will be left behind, because youth is a major part of the society nowadays. So we want to be carried along. So I feel, in as much as the media has played a major role, but they should also try their best to improve, because we need to be well informed, you know, about what's going on in both here in Nigeria and the society at large.
Yes, social media is here to stay, and it has done so much by giving information, either true or false, first-hand information that our typical mainstream media cannot provide. Well, it has also exposed us to live phone chats, games, businesses, you just name it. But everything that has a good side always has a negative side, which can be quite alarming, such as kidnapping, buying and selling of fake items, false information, or even exposing your friends and family to your unknown enemy. Well, my guests with me today in the studio will be discussing furthermore on this issue. Well, my guests today on Dateline Abuja are Mr. Oladotun Fadiye. I got that right?
Yes, you got it.
Is the founder of DotunRoy.com, is a development blogger and an activist. You're welcome to Dateline Abuja.
Good to meet you, Awa.
And I also have Andrew Essien, is the editor online leadership magazine newspaper.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome to Dateline Abuja.
Thank you.
Well, we're all journalists, so I say thank you guys for honoring my invite.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, first things, we're talking about the impact of social media. You know, discussing earlier, we have a lot of positive aspects of that. We're not going to get rid of that, but we need to emphasize on the negative. So today we're actually talking about the negative impact it has on, especially youths, you know. First thing I'll ask you, as a blogger, tell us what you think about the morality, is the high level of morality and immorality on social media for the youths.
Okay, there is no doubt that social media has really grown in this part of the world exponentially in the last 7 years. But, you know, the negative side is really becoming so disturbing, you know, worrisome among the youth. Recently I stumbled on a picture. I was actually in a church, and, you know, in my church I handled the social media aspect, and I was trying to tweet some of the... And I stumbled on a naked picture of Amber Rose. It's recently, anyway. She was stark naked. And the person sitting beside me was like, I didn't know. I just, you know, it was Twitter. I was about to tweet, and I just stumbled on that naked picture. And believe you me, you are in the church, and you wanted to do something like that will call to attention, and you want to, like, what is going on here? And I wasn't the one that actually posted it. It was just the people that followed my Twitter, and one of my followership that actually rolled that out, retweeted it. Somebody probably tweeted at him and wanted to spread the gossip. So, you know, it's so worrisome that an average young person, if I wasn't in the church, I would have wanted to find out what was actually going on, to actually see if a singer, a celebrity that people see as an idol or role model could be naked. So that is how social media can influence anyone to even go into what you wouldn't want to do. If you had that good upbringing from home, and your parents say stay away from negativity, stay away from immorality, and you were in social media all the time, and some people are somewhere, unscrupulous people I call them, they throw things online, looking for who to actually, you know, looking for prey to catch their negativity. So when I stumbled on that, I said, only God knows how many young people will click on this naked picture. Well, one needs to be careful as a young person, as parent. You need to also watch what your children watch on social media. It's not wrong when you're on social media. It's part of social life.
Yeah. Andrew, do you have anything to contribute to that? Especially, like, maybe he said about a naked picture right now. Do you think that actually influences our entertainment industry, and everybody now, they feel that if you don't sing opening your body and dancing, you know, in some form of sexual way, your song will not sell?
Oh, absolutely. I'm of the opinion right from time that it is what you expose yourself to eventually has 70% of what you become. Show me who your friends are, and show me what you expose yourself to, and then I will tell you who you are. For example, in Abuja, it's really prevalent. It's really, really prevalent in Abuja. You find somebody told me a story of musicians in Lagos who. Oftentimes you see the pomp and pageantry. I'm using motion picture as an example. Pomp and pageantry. You see the cars, you see the clothes, you see the girls, you see the women, and then when they finish all that, they drop and then take bikes home. Some of them don't even have food to eat.
Cool.
Now translate that into the social media, which unfortunately has been turned to something other than the intent of which it was made.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly, it has affected the very fabric, like I told you earlier when we talked, that it has affected the very fabric of what Africanness that we have had over the years. Yeah. We want to be like the whites, we want to be like the Europeans, and truly that is not us.
Well, producing those kind of songs, do you think it makes the music sell?
Oh no,
it does.
Okay,
yeah. You know, nudity in music industry has been promoted to the level that even producers now look for artists who are ready to go naked, to be naked,
I agree with that.
to promote their music. No, because this is a Western thing. Okay. It's quite un-African. Like, I agree with him. It's quite completely un-African for a lady to actually stand in front of millions of people and be half naked, wearing scanty clothes to impress the audience. So the promotion of this nudity in the entertainment industry has been so I don't know the word to use. So common that most music producers now see it as an avenue to make more money. Most, even some so-called elite, are buying into it. Once they see a lady who are beautiful, especially an artist who are dancing naked, they go out of their way to get the lady on their bed.
Wow.
You understand? So that is how. And
So
those elites,
actually...
I mean, this elites, they pay and they promote the music. So that's what is going on now in our society.
I agree totally that to that extent that it has had a boom for the business, a boom for the business. But if for serious-minded people, believe me,
are we saying that the youths are not serious-minded?
Oh, to an extent, for me.
Okay.
For me. No,
do you want to relate what's the content that the youth actually posts on social media? Do you think they should be taken seriously? Do you think maybe that's the reason why maybe our politicians or our leaders really don't take the youth seriously? When you go to social media and actually see what our youths are all talking about, especially on Instagram and Facebook, nothing constructive or something you should learn from. Do you think it actually affects the way they judge us?
That's where I was coming to. That's really where I was coming to, because you find that there are so many things going on in our polity today. I'm a hardcore practitioner. You know, I've been on the beat. Politics. That's what I mean. And you find out that there are certain issues, except recently, you know, there's been an awareness, there's been an awakening of sorts in certain strata of our society, I mean the youths. But there are certain things going on in our polity that we can bring this constructive tool to fighting the injustices that are going on. Okay. I give you an example. A kidnapper was just caught in Lagos.
Yes.
And practically what he does is checking out people's profile
on Facebook,
and all the other social networks. It cascades down and then uses it against the people. And this is a young man of 35 years.
Oh my days.
And then you can imagine this is just one out of the whole lot that was got. Yeah. And then you find blind dating. I mean, somebody traveling from this part of the world to the other part of the world, and you see that it is the age bracket 35, let's say 40 below, that engage in this ungodly, unimaginable way of life.
Well, if it comes to dating, it actually works, because some people say they actually got married.
It does.
Meeting,
like we said, both
has
its positive, but as like you said, we're dwelling on its negative side.
Yeah.
And it has become very prevalent. It has become very, very prevalent in our society.
Do you think the youths are actually exposing themselves and maybe their families to, like you said, maybe kidnappers and all the threats?
They are, because if they actually understand the magnitude, the magnitude of the exposure they are giving to their family on social media, they wouldn't do that. Now, a young person who goes online every day to do this selfie thing in the sitting room, to show off his dad's properties, the number of cars they have in their parking lot and garage and all that, and it's actually, endangering the family's life, because these people are out there to consider the situation in the country right now. We call it recession, and people are looking for how to make fast money. Someone can just lure him and say, okay, can we do a deal together and get one of your dad's cars sold, and let's start a deal from there. So it has a lot of danger in it.
Yeah.
Young people do not understand, because they just want to do what their friends are doing. My friend is doing this, is taking selfie in the bathroom. I want to equally do the same thing.
Do you want to have
Yes,
on Instagram?
Yes, I quickly want to add something there, and I agree with you totally. That this was very funny. This guy comes from a very poor background, and he went to a friend's house, and then had opportunity to wear the friend's Gucci suit and all that, and all those trappings, and took a selfie, and consistently did that. He took a lot in the friend's family house, which the friend was a well-to-do guy, and then posted this thing. And in the southern part of the country, somebody else saw those pictures and felt the father was a good bargaining chip. Now, like in what we say in our parlance, he don't come, he don't blow. So he felt the guy now had money in town, not knowing that he was schooling. The parents had to put their whole life together, literally sell an arm and a leg for him to go to school. And he posted that picture. And then they went to the father, okay, since your son has made it, now let's take you as a bargaining chip.
Wow.
And you could see whether you took what you thought was like a harmless selfie, and then posted it, and it cascaded on Facebook and Twitter and all that. And then they used your father as a bargaining chip. And your father literally cannot put 3 square meals
together. And you're just borrow post.
Yes, the whole thing, apart from himself, the whole thing he wore was borrowed.
Yeah, you're just.
And then you can see.
Okay, as journalists, you are a blogger, you are an online personality. So first things, can you just talk about some positive? I know we want to talk about some positive sides, so people won't be so scared of we have some. Let's just talk about some positive sides and few negative sides of social media.
Yeah. Okay. The positive side is so much to me.
Maybe 3 each.
I'm actually a living witness of what social media can do to any young person. When BlackBerry came, and I was just always on my BB, I was addicted to it. Like, I look at it, I said, I can turn this passion into money making. And before you know it, I started my blogging on my COF7. And now I'm making a lot of money online, and I'm married, and I'm doing fine. I'm actually creating employment opportunity for others who report for me, and I pay them. So that is one of it. When you look at the e-commerce aspect, people sell their stuff online. There's strong digital marketing structure now.
They're even doing better than people who won't.
Believe me. Yeah. Now, it has been predicted that in the next 3 years, any business that does not have one social media presence will not sell. If you don't scale up your strategy on social media, online, you are not going to be recognized. So people prefer to relate with people online easily. Effective communication also has a lot to do with profit making. You understand? So that's what social media presents to a lot of business persons.
But in selling your products and services, there's also a negative aspect about that, because when you put, for example, I put up this dress I'm wearing and say, come and buy it, it's 5 naira, for example. And when the person buys it, because it's online, they can't feel it. When it comes to them, they find out that it's just a cheap material or fabric, and maybe they wash it once, it wears off. So it has, even the advantage, you can buy things online, but you really don't know what you are buying. I
understand. Now, let's leave that aside. The recent story of Jumia. You remember of the story of a Jumia guy who went to a couple's house, a young couple, to deliver. You can imagine that's another negative
side. Beautiful story.
It's so appalling when I read the story, and that has actually affected Jumia sales. Now I believe they are now looking for another avenue for people to get their money from their client or customer online these days, because they are scared of going to do home delivery, because people are now devising crazy strategy to rip them of their money. That's one out of many.
Yes,
was because the guy got killed in the process. That was why it was everywhere. Many of these Jumia guys have been attacked, taking dispossessed of their goods, and even take their money in the process. So everything has the good. That social media is so powerful.
It's good, but it also has the.
Yes. I also agree totally with him, and to say that it has its very beautiful sides. The example is a lady I know who does not have a shop. She cooks. The ever busy life of an average Abuja person. You go out in the morning, come back very late, and she advertises her wares on Facebook, and then people got to know, and the first person got a taste of her food, and then she sits at home and makes good money. She doesn't even have to come to the hustles and bustles of town. So that's a positive. That's a positive for me, and it goes around. But also, it also has its effect on family life.
I was expecting.
Yes, which is the fabric of our society. The new, in fact, what you see now in the northeast, in the south, and all this is because the fabric of our society has been destroyed, and that's the family. I give you an example. I am a personal experiment to that.
Oh.
We have to, as newsmen, we have to stay.
Sharing that?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will, because I did that yesterday at the forum. I gave an example. I noticed. I will absolutely say this on national television. My wife is my best friend. All right, but in the last 3 months, the pressure of work. I know that I have to be on top of the news. I was made the editor for online leadership. I also have to do the real time reporting, and I noticed that I get back home quite late, and I have to see that I still peruse through the news item, and I felt that there was a distance. I am on my phone, she's on her. The only thing that puts us together is internet.
You can even be in the same bedroom and say good night.
I said, and when she laughs at her own, what are you laughing at? And when we laugh, and I go back to mine and laugh at. And I noticed until just recently when I fell ill, and I had to log off, shut down. And I noticed that the very essence, those little things we did, chat, communicate, I noticed I was missing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm lucky that mine had to be just a short period of time. And you can imagine when it drags on for a longer period.
Yeah, you are not the only one in that shoes. I'm also,
guilty,
affecting,
as charged.
This social media is really affecting marriages, relationships. Now, and one-on-one interaction is actually fading away.
Even letter
you could hardly have, quality one-on-one interaction with anybody these days. Without the person flicking through his phone, you will just be having the interaction with someone, and the next minute the person noticed beep on his phone and started looking at you. They said, one-on-one, it's quite effective though, but with phone beside the person, it may not give you that 100% concentration, and that interaction will not be effective. So that is how social media. What social media is doing to a lot of people these days. It's affecting marriages, relationship. I saw a cartoon online that when you first met a lady and a guy, they faced each other, they were laughing. Then the next cartoon now shows after 1 month. Everybody is holding their phone and they were like not paying attention to each other. So that means they got tired and they are trying to search for another person on social media. So that is what is happening. A lot of relationship is crashing, marriages. Some people would even take selfie with another lady, and perhaps the wife has been hearing some rumor about this particular lady, and the moment the guy gets home, he sees it on Facebook before he gets home. She's already waiting for him to arrive, and so that's kind of.
There's so much. Okay, fine. Now, before we really don't have enough time. I know there's so much to talk about. But can you just give the last cancel? You cancel for Facebook users and you Instagram. You know they are different. Instagram is more like pictures related, and Facebook. So you maybe an advice for users of Facebook and you for Instagram.
Honestly, Facebook is quite good, but we need to watch out for the content we actually pay attention to on Facebook. Now, I'm a blogger, and a lot of bloggers come up with fake stories to get traffic to their blogs. They just come up with sensational headlines that sometimes, a lot of it's actually happening right now. We need to watch out for it. When you see it, you will understand. You will see the link to that story, and the picture will not go in this. The headline, the picture, and the link. You will see them appear at the same time. Once you check the headline, the picture, everything will be different. So when you click on it, it will take you to the site you would want to see.
In other words, you're saying, do not believe everything you see.
Do not believe everything you see on social media.
Thank you, Instagram.
It also happens on Instagram.
Okay.
I mean, pictures are very powerful tool for communication, and you have to be very careful. The world we're in is totally very bad.
In our country,
So we have enumerated examples of how this thing can cascade or push you into the hands of people who are not there. I believe that these tools can be used for the positive, and so should it be. I think we have enumerated that.
Sorry, final. I just want you to add something for the youths. You know, to what you think they should use social media for more.
They are abundant, but I think they should use it as a tool, especially in our country. Use it as a tool for pressure. It's a tool for education. Of course, as for entertainment, but in the times we're in, pressure, putting government on its toes and making it deliver, not for ourselves, but also for our children's children.
Thank you guys so much. Well, we've been talking, so I'm sure we'll have to have part 2 of this again.
Oh, sure.
Definitely.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, I've been
There's
talking
a lot
to Andrew Essien. He's the editor Online Leadership Magazine. Thank you so much for coming on Dateline Abuja. And Oladoto Fadeyiye, founder DottonRoy.com is a development blogger and an activist. We're all journalists talking about the negative impact of social media. You're watching Dateline Abuja. Stay with me. I'll be right back. Although the social media has its negative impact, but it also plays positive roles in each and everyone's lives. And as people form their opinions about crime, family, health, and life-related topics from what they see or read on the media, social media has created new opportunities for criminal justice agencies to solve crimes, amongst other things. Well, just like other advancements in communication technology, social media has good, bad, and the ugly side in every aspect. Like I earlier said, you may be exposing your friends and family or loved ones to your unknown enemies. So be mindful of what you post online. And that's a wrap for today on Dateline Abuja. Do keep a date with me, same time, same station next week. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Hawa Momo. Bye for now.